Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk to you about the yesterday's full moon. The energy is still here. Each full moon has a 2-day window, so energy is still here. And I just came from my morning run. I'm feeling great, and yesterday I actually took time for myself for some introspection, reflection. I didn't make a video, so I said let's do it today because these energies are very, very important, very potent, and they are initiating a big change that's happening in the world. You've seen big changes happening, and it is affecting all of us. So this Moon's energy is actually helping us to make sure that we change into the right direction, that we evolve into the right direction. It was in a sign of Aries, and Aries it's often a symbol of leadership. It's a symbol of someone who has a clear sense of direction. And this potent energy right now is really asking you, do you have a sense of direction in your life? Do you have a sense of a purpose, a sense of a mission? Or perhaps do you have a sense that you are going through something that is making you a better version? You need to understand that at this point, your life may be quite intense because maybe you're the only one in your family tree that is waking up spiritually and becoming aware of all the emotional baggage that you're becoming more familiar with, awakening from the deep sleep, awakening from deep emotional suffering. And because you're becoming more familiar with this, it may be quite intense. So you need to understand that not everyone is waking up, not everyone is ready. It's not a good or bad thing, just not everyone is ready at this time. Those who are not waking up, it will be quite tough for them. But if you are, it may be quite intense for you as well. So at this point, you just need to know that it's okay to feel whatever you feel. It's okay to go through whatever you're going through. I'm talking about this because I've received some emails and some messages from people asking me how to deal with a lack of clarity where it feels like you're going through a lot, like you're going through hell, or you're going through, periods where life is so, intense in a sense, like a great turbulence is happening. How to keep a sense of clarity? And I always say to people, well, there are times where clarity arises, and there are times where we kind of just need to sail the sea. There's a saying that smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. And a sailor is always focused on the goal, on the destination. But how the sea will be is up on nature, right? It's up on how the universal forces will make everything happen. And there's another saying that says everything happens for a reason, which means that most of the things are out of your control. And acceptance will help you to see why something needed to happen. Because life is designed the way that make you skillful in areas that will be needed in, ancients would say, in afterlife. So life is actually building you and preparing you for something so much bigger. Not just in afterlife, of course, also in this life. The point is that you are needed. The point is that life without you would be missing something. And that's why I wanted to bring you this message today. I felt so deeply I need to talk about this. I actually wanted to make a message yesterday, but actually, I'm noticing I'm going through something as well. And I'm recognizing that I'm actually becoming more familiar with my family tree as I'm doing inner work, more actually than when I'm talking with my family. We are all going through healing of generational trauma. We're all going through healing emotional wounds. We're all going through healing childhood wounds and all of that. And it's okay. The point is that it's okay to go through this. So it's okay to take a break. It's okay to let go of the pressure. It's okay to, to release the tension, to sit down or lay down and just be with yourself and love yourself. It's okay to do all of this. That's what I did yesterday. And then I came to the realization. Like yesterday I felt like today I'm the one that would need a message. So I actually got reminded to remind you to actually appreciate everyone that is lifting you up even more, because you don't know how much, how much sometimes they need an uplift so they can uplift you, right? So maybe if you have people in your life who are helping you to heal, who are uplifting you, who are nourishing you, take time and appreciate them. There are very intense energies right now, and sometimes they may blind us a little bit because emotions are high. Everything that you usually feel as something normal right now is intensified. So you may feel like not so normal right now. You may feel something you've never felt before. And if you feel like this, well, my friend, just feel it. Just feel it, but don't let it blind you from where you're going and knowing that it's not truly all that you are. You're also divine, and there's also many good aspects of you. There's many good aspects of you. And don't let the intensity of something negative maybe blind you from good parts of you. It doesn't say escape to the good parts of you and say, I'm grateful. Be grateful, but notice that also this needs to be healed. There are parts of you that are like, they require some cultivation, right? Where I'm living right now, where me and Maya are living, we're surrounded with fields. There's many farms around. Maybe you can even hear chickens and cows. Right now we are in the morning, so there are roosters and all of that. Wonderful place. And these fields, it's usually how it works is that one season is a very rich season for planting, and then there's one season that the soil needs a rest. It needs rejuvenation. And then it's every single season, before it starts, it's important to recultivate everything, to turn the ground around and make sure that everything gets kind of softened a little bit, so the seeds can then grow through the surface, through the soil. And the stagnation needs to be shaken. So what has been stuck needs to be released. And this is the inner cultivation. When you're doing the inner work, you're doing the inner cultivation. And when you're doing it, it firstly becomes intense because what was suppressed then becomes expressed, right? And when it gets expressed, you need to face with it. So there are moments where you just need to face with yourself. That's why this is such an incredible time, a catalyst for change. And when these things, these energies get expressed in your body, well, you will feel all the tension, all the poison, everything that was holding you back. So firstly, it will feel like you're going through something, but then it will feel as a very light sensation because you've released something, you've healed something, and you became more familiar with who you truly are. That's why you shouldn't be afraid of emotional intensity that you may be feeling right now. This is a supermoon, which means energies are more potent than usually. It happened yesterday, but the window of these energies is usually 2 to 3 days before and 2 to 3 days after the moon. So you can expect some intensity in your life and also around the world. But what's more important also is where it is taking you. It's a very powerful time for you to decide, this is what I'm not carrying on in my backpack anymore. This is, what I'm not taking on me anymore. Like, there are certain people who are constantly just, releasing their baggage onto you. And maybe for your whole life, you've been just accepting it. You've been tolerating it. But you've been feeling like they should respect you a little bit more. Or you may be feeling that you deserve more. Or you may be feeling that you don't have time for this, or that you don't want to be like, a doormat or whatever for these people. It's a reminder for you, hey, anytime you will decide, you can cut the string with them and let them go. Anytime you will decide. It's really a reminder for you. Look, your life is made out of your choices. It's decisions you make. For most of your life, you've been making decisions out of this emotional turmoil. So maybe you've been jumping around a little bit. Maybe you've been impulsive. Maybe you've been not clear. Maybe you've been following wrong advices. Maybe you've been doing things for wrong reasons. What's happening on the world right now, the truth is coming out. So we are seeing what happens when we are following, things for wrong reasons, like in the world of celebrity. Have you noticed how many extremes are, coming to the surface, and what truly happened? Like the story with Diddy and all these Diddy parties and all of that. I've been following this a little bit because I'm a fan of hip hop, and I've been, when I was younger, I've been listening hip hop so much, and when you notice people you've respected and kind of looked up to, this kind of stories come out, and you're like, oh well, the world is so much different than I thought it is. And that's when we go through awakening. And when these things start happening, we start asking ourselves, are we following the right things? Am I doing what is right? Am I, walking in integrity, taking care of my vision for the future and my fellow brothers and sisters? Am I really walking the path that is a path of alignment and fulfillment? Am I happy with myself? Am I happy with who I am becoming? Not just what am I receiving and getting, but who am I becoming? These are big questions that so many people are asking, and those who are not, well, many of them are having tough times because, well, you just can't pretend anymore. You can't wear a mask anymore. You can't be someone you're not anymore because energies became too intense. Look, when your soul awakens, your body will feel the consequences of it, right? You will recognize that the thing is, you're so much bigger than you ever thought that you are. But if you're living in this limited perception of yourself, then that greatness that moves within you can't be expressed. So you feel a sense of pressure within you. The sense of pressure you feel in your chest area is actually a reminder from your soul, hey, you're not living up to who you truly are. There's something else you actually want to do. There's something else you've been born to do. And you need to realign with yourself. You need to go within and recognize how great you actually are. That you're already enough. You've been brainwashed that you're not enough, but you already are enough. You're more than enough. You're God. And you need to reconnect back with your divinity. So what is your divinity? It's the part of you feel when you feel whole. So when was the last time you felt whole? my friend? When was the last time you felt whole? Maybe you need to do some art. Maybe you need to go back into this project that you love to do. Maybe you need to do something that reminds you of playfulness, right? It's a time where you just feel increased sense for independence. And independence requires courage. Isn't that so? Independence requires courage. There is no independence if you don't wake up in your heart and decide to follow it, not your mind. You see, in ancient times, people were actually, they've been caring more about their hearts than their brain, because they knew that inside of our hearts we have neurons that are equal to the neurons in the brain. But what happens? The ones in the heart actually signals the ones in the brain. It's not another way around. It's what you feel in the heart that then gets produced in the brain. So if you suppress what you feel in the heart, then your brain will go into fight or flight and you will start fighting with the world. Because you believe there's something wrong. And because there's pressure within you, you believe there's something wrong with you. So you start treating others like you're treating yourself. Ignoring, suppressing, blaming, all of that. And I want you to quit this old activity. Because it's not serving you. Does it? I think it's not. So quit it. And to quit this old behavior, you need to make a choice to adapt a new behavior, to become a new you. There is no change without change, right? And change means replacement. Change means replacement. And replacement requires what? It requires clarity. So many of us right now may feel a bit unclear because there's so much that's happening. We're living in times of extremes, which means there's extreme amount of information surrounding us, extreme amount of impulses coming in. So what's very important is to recognize that your brain is like, it works like an antenna. If it gets too polluted with information, the signal will become disordered. Right? So you will not be able to really hear what you need to hear, to see what you need to see, because there's too many impulses. You need to cut some streams of information. It doesn't mean to ignore what's happening. Be informed, but know when it's too much. Because when you consume too much, you lose yourself. Whatever you consume consumes you. So when you lose yourself in too much of consumption, you will feel like your mind is not clear anymore. So many times when people don't feel clear, I just say to them, hey, shut off your phone and go for a walk, go for a run, go on a bike, call up that special person and ask her for a coffee, for a tea, and have some deep conversations, eye to eye, and ask him or her, how are you doing? How are you doing, my friend? So yeah, to me it's a very powerful time because, yesterday I got for myself so many great realizations, so many closures. And maybe it's happening to you. I don't know you. But I feel so many people are getting these closures. And closures are then, again, catalysts for change. Like, okay, I finally have realized why this needed to happen. And now I'm willing to evolve in this direction. So get to a realization that you are a leader of your life. You don't need to wait a politic or a celebrity or a guru or a teacher to tell you what to do. You need to recognize that there is already a heart desire. There's already a desire that was planted into your heart. And what you feel as a heart's desire is real. And it was planted there for a reason. It's very helpful if you find a mentor, if you find a teacher, if you find someone who can help you to initiate that. Especially if you're at the beginning of your journey. Like at the beginning of my journey, I had a mentor that pushed me at times when I thought I'm not ready. And it helped me so much. I would never be where I am today if I would not have this mentor. That's how powerful it is when you find someone who can push you, who can actually see you for who you can be, not just who you are. That's how much it helped me. And because this is a time of incredible change, this change is up on you and the world needs you. The world can't change without you. And that's what you need to know. So let's rise up, my friends. let's rise up. Well, I will leave you here. I hope you found great value in today's message. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. And thanks to anyone for choosing to support my art. You can see some of my art gallery here, and I'm truly grateful, for anyone choosing to support this mission. I love you all. Let me know in the comment section, how are you feeling? And how are you doing? I'm curious to know. I'm reading your comments all the time, so let's connect. And once again, thank you so much for choosing to support my art on AttractPassion.com. Your support is very appreciated. To anyone who would like to get some more content, you can also join our Patreon community for more exclusive content. And for that, you're very welcome. We have community chat. We're doing some monthly challenges. I'm posting monthly guided meditations and so much more. So go there, check it out. The link is in the description of this video. And till next time, one love.